All right, let's get started. Makeup Geek brush review and demo. So I put together some curated films for you guys so I can show you some demos and kind of talk about these brushes. Makeup Geek is in the process of rebranding their whole brand, I believe. They have done the eyeshadows. I believe their contour and blushes and highlighter are out, or maybe it's just their highlighters are out. But at any rate, they are also going to be featuring their rebrand of brushes. They're coming later, but they haven't exactly announced the date of when they'll be in. So I thought I would give you the most up-to-date video I can possibly give. I bought my brushes at the end of 2019, so I feel like that's going to give you the best knowledge that we can know about Makeup Geek's brushes at this point in time. And hopefully some of their brushes remain excellent quality like they have in the past. Let's start out with their the face buffer brush. Excellent brush. I use this for powdering. It's great for bronzing, for blushes, if you will. This is a brush that is medium to high density, and it's equivalent to the F82, so it's kind of got the rounded edge like the F82. However, I will say the bristles are a tad bit longer, so it's a little bit more giving, and it can actually diffuse the color a little bit better. So it's not just for your liquid foundations, it can also be for some of your powder applications as well. Great brush. Next up, foundation stippling brush. I thought this was a great brush. Now, I will say I traditionally use a sponge for my application, but when I used this brush here, and I was able to stipple on the foundation without any problems, and I didn't have to go over with a brush afterwards. So this brush did kind of both jobs, and I pretty much have switched over to becoming a brush user because of this brush. Now, I own a Sigma F80, and I have never really, while I don't hate the brush, I've never really found it to be the brush that I reach for when doing my foundation, but this brush is quickly becoming that brush. So before I jump any farther into this, they did change their Makeup Geek logo to just kind of a more dramatic structured name, I guess you could say. And then they do also have the name of the brush, and this ferrule is gunmetal. I don't know if they announce what kind of a ferrule this is. I would venture to say it's at least brass. So it's got some weight to it, but not too much weight. It does have a tapered handle here, and vegan, synthetic, cruelty-free bristles. So excellent choice for all of you guys out there that choose to go that route. Angled stippling brush here, and I will say this, I haven't used it much until recently when I watched a video by Sabrina, and she actually uses this for blush. So I started using this for my cream blush and my cream contour, and I have found that it has really just gotten in there, and it does a nice job of contouring, and it does do a nice application for blush as well. It's pretty densely packed, but again, the bristles are longer up here towards one side, shorter on the other, and it does give you some movement, so you can apply product to that. Angled contour brush, I also was able to pick up that brush. I will say I don't use this as an angled contour brush, but I will tell you what I do use it for. And it is the brush that I think everybody is always looking for, and that is the brush that sets your eyelids when you use concealer and then you powder that concealer. That's what this brush is used for. I also tap in powder underneath the eyes, and it works really great for that. Sometimes I do use more of a blending brush that's for eyeshadow, and I will blend it under there, but a lot of times this does a great job of just, you know, a light application of powder underneath the eyes. So really great for that. I find it's a little bit too small for me to get a contour that I really like. It'll produce a little bit more of a dramatic contour because of its smaller structure. This is probably my favorite Makeup Geek. My hair. What's wrong with my hair? Guys, I styled my hair for you. Hope you all enjoy. I'm not a hairstylist. Okay, next brush, cheek highlighter brush. I, again, don't use this for a cheek highlighter brush. I use this instead for my moisturizer application, or if I did use a primer, I would also use it for a primer as well. So I use this to apply my moisturizer on the face, and I also have a second brush over here that I keep in my kit so that I can use this on clients as well, because I have a lot of clients who tend to be fair skinned like myself, and when you go to rub it on their skin and just really waken up that skin and everything, it can kind of produce some redness that takes a little while to go away. So a way to lighten that up and just kind of, you know, gently wake up the skin is to use one of these brushes. It's got dual fibers, but they are both synthetic. So the fibers up on the top portion here are a little less dense than the bottom portion, so you can do both a light, gentle a light, gentle blend, if you will, and then you can press a little harder and also work in those moisturizers, those creams, emollients if you choose as well. So excellent brush. It's probably one of my favorites. I would repurchase again if somebody popped the ferrule off, or if I lost it, or if somebody needed it and never returned it. I would definitely repurchase this brush. So if you guys see this on sale again, I would definitely pick it up. It's definitely a recommend. That is all of the face brushes that I was able to pick up. I think there was one other brush, but I just didn't see the need for it, and that was their contour brush, and it was one of the longer contour brushes that they had. I didn't pick up that brush, and in lieu, I went ahead and picked up the angled contour brush instead, but that was the only other one that I could have picked up and reviewed for you guys, and I don't see it used a lot. I don't use them a lot myself, so I didn't see the point in grabbing them. So next up, we'll go into the eye brushes that I was able to collect last year. And the first brush is their pointed crease brush. I definitely like this for my hooded eye fringe. You can see why. It just definitely gets into that crease and gently diffuses this out. It's not going to be a transitional type of diffusion. It is going to be more of a crease type of color. So just be aware of that. It's probably not going to be your transition shade, you know, the one that you blend from basically your crease almost up to your brow bone. It's going to be that deepening shade. But again, excellent brush, and it is extremely, extremely comparable to the Morphe 321. I would recommend this brush over that brush if you are looking for a dupe for the Morphe M321, because it is extremely scratchy, and I have heard from a few people now that it's so scratchy that they can't use it, so they're looking for a replacement, and this would probably be it. Alongside that, if you were looking for something just a little bit more domed like, but short bristled like the Morphe 321, I would suggest the Outer V brush. And it does exactly what it says it's going to do. It just kind of gets into that outer V and really works it in there. It is a bit more dome in shape, and so you do have more of a softer circular version, or softer circular application onto the eyelid. But again, great brush to have in your collection, especially if you're looking for that Morphe 321 replacement. The other brush that I would pick up to replace the Morphe 321 would be your small crease brush, and it does exactly what it says it's going to do, and it just gets those, really for me, it's that inner corner. I kind of have little divots in my eye socket right over here, so I need a little tiny brush to kind of blend in this area, but not anything too big. This, I find, becomes that perfect brush. It's shaped closer to the 321, but it's not quite as round as the 321. So definitely a great option as well. Lastly on my list is the pencil brush by Makeup Geek, and this is probably my favorite brush right here. I actually use this brush to apply dark colors to my lash band, my outer lash band, and kind of covers up that glue, if you will. So I just get in there and just tap over that lash band, and it hides that glue, and it adds a little bit of depth, and it does not disrupt my lash band. You know, some of those flat definer brushes that you've used in the past that just kind of rake up your lash right after you've applied it, this does not do that. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't. Editing Kendra here. Today on March 15th, while editing this very video, I took a break and watched Makeup Geek's Marlene Estelle Makeup After 35 video. I noticed she used some brushes that she didn't mention any names or functions of, and she previously had mentioned all the brushes that she was using. I recognized the font of the makeup that you can see that's written on the brushes. And I believe these are allegedly the new Makeup Geek brushes from her brush collection that she will be launching in her rebrand. I did ask her if they were from her new brush collection, but many others were also posting and commenting, and I don't think she saw my question. Again, I have no confirmation, but allegedly believe that these could be the new brushes. If the new alleged brushes, if they are the new alleged brushes, then they're from my 2A category brushes. If you don't know what I'm referring to, I'll go ahead and link it in the eye in the video down below. But these are allegedly cruelty-free synthetic fiber brushes. They look like they have that purple ombre into black handled. It does look like it's a tapered brush, and yeah, so if that is in fact, then this is a sneak peek at what her new brush line is allegedly going to be. So editing Kendra is over, and I will let her take the outro. It does not rake it up. So excellent, excellent recommendation. My hair. Anyways, all right, guys, that is it for the Makeup Geek brush review. I hope you guys got a great review and demonstration of the brushes, and I look forward to seeing all of your guys's collection of brushes and how you find they work. And let me know down in the comments if you end up getting to pick some of those brushes up. They're not currently being sold right now, but hopefully in the future when they relaunch, you'll consider this video and it can help you decide which brushes you choose to purchase. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe for more content like this. Ring-a-ding that notification bell, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.